Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Rift News, the show you most likely decided to watch because you desperately need a break from grinding games. The good news is, no game can hurt you here. The bad news is, you can't hide from Star Guardians here. Anyway, this time we got some surprisingly interesting news to talk about. So as always, let's start with what is happening in League first. A new patch arrived onto PBE, which showed us the second wave of the Star Guardians. Among these, we have the second legendary skin of this year's Star Guardians, which is Akali. Because it is a legendary skin, of course, it has new animations, new spell effects, and a new voiceover. Even though only the second chapter is out and we don't know the full story of Akali just yet, you can see how the skin is teasing the fact that Akali is going to be at the brink of being corrupted. And Kai'Sa is most likely gonna be the one who saves her. And just like Kai'Sa, this skin also has some additional features. For example, just like Kai'Sa, her dance animation also has the fake reflection, so you can see up her skirt. Besides that, the animations are really flashy and the spell effects really give them great value. And similar to Kai'Sa's visor, whenever Akali is inside her smoke, you can see that she gets a new overlay. With all of these effects slapped on top of the normal awesome animations, this skin is really good. Then there is Star Nemesis Morgana, the main villain of the visual novel. Unlike any of her other skins, it is amazing how vibrant this one is, it really stands apart. On top of that, her spell effects are great and they have a new addition. The writer working on the spell effects knew that most people use Q and W together. So, when you cast your Q above your W, you can see the fake reflection of your Q in it too. One could argue that might be better than to look up Morgana's skirt. Regardless, it is a really neat effect. Then there is Star Guardian Quinn, which is a fairly standard Star Guardian skin. It is full of some really cool looking sparkles. But I really love Star Guardian Valor. And I love the falcon mask Quinn is wearing. It really makes her feel different from all the other Star Guardians. So even though it is pretty standard, it is a really good skin too. Then there is Star Guardian Rel. This is the one that was originally leaked by Riot themselves. While this is also a really good skin, it is a bit closer to her Battle Queen skin, but at least the starry spell effects are separating it. So in the end, it is not bad either. And then there is Star Guardian Talia, who is also standard just like Quinn. She has bright aesthetics, very good spell effects, but there is also something extra. When she's bumping someone into the air, she's actually summoning her familiar. And let me tell you, it looks hilarious. So for those of you who have been starving for a new Talia skin, I think this is gonna be an amazing one for you. And lastly, we can't forget about the prestige skin, which this time around went to Syndra. Without revealing any spoilers, I thought that this would be the original form of Star Guardian Syndra. But after reading the description, no. This is just a blend of the Star Guardian and the Gucci aesthetics. With that said, this is a gorgeous skin. It is very different from her other skins, and it has very flashy spell effects. And somehow, it is not champagne pink. So overall, it's a success. And then of course, all of the skins we mentioned will also get their own chroma versions. Because Star Guardians are very bright, it is fairly difficult to make a bad chroma for them. But Jinx is also getting a mythic quality chroma. This one will eventually appear in the Mythic store. You can obviously get it for Mythic Essence, and it shows us what Jinx would look like if she got corrupted. Then all Star Guardians will also get their own icons, that is on top of the free icons which you can get from the visual novel, a new icon for buying Lulu off of the merch store, and all of that will come in with new and different loot assets. Besides Star Guardian orbs, there are now the Star Nemesis orbs. I have no idea what's the difference now, but I assume there are gonna be slightly different rules. Now that's it for the new Star Guardians on PBE, but Riot also teased something new. On PBE, they attached some text files to Camille. These files are unlike anything they have ever put anywhere, so it is obvious Riot wanted people to data mine this. In other words, this is not a leak, this is a teaser. And this entire teaser leads into one big name: Steel Valkyries. This is going to be a new skin line, and right now we are not really sure what it's going to look like. It seems to suggest that some hacking aesthetics might be involved. At the beginning, the text mentions Kaisa and Misfortune, because both of them are technically Valkyries. But it also mentions Morgana, because she also technically is one. Then it mentions a Blonde and a Brute from the Crown Guard Legion. This is referencing Steel Legion, Lux and Garen. It also talks about the Dreadnova skins, who are part of the same universe. And it leaks a conversation between G and D. This is most likely going to be Gangplank and Darius, who were hunting down Kaisa. And finally it confirms that Commander Camille is in charge of the Steel Valkyries. And she has a team where everyone has code names. There is Principality, Anubis, Orion, and Zephyr with an AI operator. Anubis is most likely Nasus. Zephyr with an AI operator could be Aphelios with a Loon. Unless Zephyr is actually hinting at Jenna. Anyway, it's supposed to be a duo champion. It can be Kindred for all we know. Then there is Orion, which can be any Celestial champion. And Principality, which can be anyone who's arrogant. But I really have no idea who the last two could be. But yes, Steel Valkyries are a thing now. Besides this, in League you may have noticed that Riot tried to give Akali a new voiceover. The main reason for this was to give Akali a single voice for everything. Because for example, if you go to the Star Guardians, you may notice that the voice actor is different. However, people didn't really like the new voice, and so Riot is reverting it. Even though it would be beneficial to have the same voice everywhere. So you can't say Riot is not listening. Next we got a short interview with Porter Robinson, who is the person responsible for the Star Guardian music. Now let's be honest, Riot's music is always stellar. So it is not really a surprise that the music is really good. Be it the chill pianos, or the dramatic scenes, or even the action scenes. After this we got a short interview with Riot King Cobra, who is responsible for Aurelion's gameplay update. It is very short, but there is one key thing to remember. Riot will be focusing on giving Aurelion a unique scaling fantasy. He is supposed to be a celestial god, so over the course of the game, you will get there. And they even showed us one of his new abilities, which does grow larger over the course of the game. And you may notice that after the ability is done, the star comes back to him, so maybe we are dealing with some kind of a charge system. But that's it for Aurelion, and that is really it for League. So now let's very quickly have a look at what is happening in Wild Rift. There, besides the Star Guardian event, which is still going on, we got a new post where they are describing how they made the three unique Star Guardians: Senna, Orianna and Seraphine. Seraphine and Orianna closely followed their original concepts. And simply put, these two are amazing skins. But you can see that Senna changed drastically. Her colors were turned more cool to reflect her personality, and her gun and dress changed too. And in my opinion, she looked way better in the original concept art. It is simply my opinion, but this is one of the cases where the concept art is just really good. I feel like the release skin is just a stripped down version of her. Anyway, remember when during KDA, Seraphine was releasing the social media posts? Well, during Star Guardian, she is doing something similar. From Wild Rift side, we are getting new vlogs from the Star Guardians. Originally, they came from Seraphine, but now even Orianna is trying to have a go. And simply put, these are very short cinematics that show us the Star Guardians fighting the monsters. All of these are really good, and it is a crime that it is so hard to find them. But besides this, in Wild Rift, the Star Guardian event is still going on, with its PvE mini-RPG, and this takes us to Legends of Runeterra. Here, while the Star Guardian event is toned down a bit, a lot of cool things are actually returning. Mainly, we got Star Guardians and new champions coming this patch. Evelynn is a new champion who gets exclusive units which can be only played with her. Kaisa got a new Evolve keyword. This one gives her +2/+2 for every 6 keystones you play. And Gwen, who has the new Hallowed keyword. After a Hallowed unit dies, the next time you attack, your first attacker gets +1 to their damage for every Hallowed unit that died. And then we got the Star Guardians with their cosmetics. There are 8 new icons, 4 new guardians, 4 new card backs and 4 new emotes with 1 new board. This legendary Starlight stage board has a unique feature. You can click on the gem on the side to transform it into one of 3 versions. You can do this live in the middle of the game. When it comes to the other cosmetics, here's an interesting fact. You can only directly purchase the board and the Star Guardian skins besides Soraka. That's because everything else is a reward from the Battle Pass. All the Guardians, the emotes and the card backs are there, including Star Guardian Soraka with the champion who can be found near the very end of the pass. And in case you are wondering about the full list of all the skins, we got Kai'Sa, Gwen and Jinx who got new level up animations, and for the normal skins there are Talia, Quinn, Lulu, Senna and Soraka. Lastly, with their focus being back on PvE, you may be glad to hear that labs are back. So now there are 3 new PvP game modes. These are Earth, Welcome to the Jungle and United Front. But that's it for Legends of Runeterra 2, so now onto the other Riot's posts. Riot was pretty much forced into releasing a really awesome new post. So many people were asking Rioters to give them gun buddies that Riot made a post telling them specifically not to do that. Apparently, the Valorant gun buddies are such an issue that some Rioters got harassed over not giving them away. In case you don't know what this is. You know the little buddies that you can attach to your guns in Valorant? Well, every Rioter has a limited amount of the fist bump buddies. And they are the only people that can give them away, there is no other way to get them. Even creators don't get them, I had to get one specifically from a Rioter too. And they are supposed to be given away by the Rioters to nice players they meet in games. Or anyone they want, really. And the way the players understood this is that if they bother a Rioter long enough, they will get one eventually. And it doesn't matter if you are a Valorant Rioter or a Wild Rift Rioter. Everyone gets codes for the gun buddies. So if everyone can give them away, everyone is constantly getting bothered. So yes, that post is not as random as it may seem. Next, Riot started their affiliate program. Currently, it is being tested in only some regions, including NA, so you may see some big creators trying to use it. Essentially, just like the Fortnite creators had their creator code, Riot is going to have the same thing. There is a new website where you can use the creator's code, and if you purchase RP, a portion of that money will go directly to the creator. Right now it should be about 5 to 10%. So instead of donating and subbing to creators, this may be a new option to support them. But since right now it is not part of the League client, and it is a separate website, I don't think it's going to have as much success as if it was properly integrated. But hey, any support for the creators is good, is what I would say if they also didn't give the codes to big esports organizations. Now, I don't care about getting the code myself, I don't need money from my viewers, YouTube is doing enough for me. But the small creators will need it. So why do you also give the code to massive organizations who have massive sponsors? Don't quote me on this, but I wouldn't be surprised if they pocketed it as an extra income. If the affiliate program was there to help creators, this step prepared the lid for its coffin. So now I'm really curious to see how it's gonna go. Related to this, lastly, the RP prices were adjusted. Again, because of inflation, the prices went up by roughly 10% for US and Canada. But that is it for this episode of Rift News. As the Star Guardians are still rolling, either people enjoy the Star Guardian lore, or they play Stray because Ultimate Spellbook doesn't really seem to fulfill their needs. I myself am fine with this. We are not even halfway through the event and it seems like Riot is putting a lot of resources into this. It would be foolish not to expect players versus environment.